It's Coffee Near Me. I'm Barbara Deeb. We're coming to you from the Warren County Public Library as we share some coffee, a conversation, and the passions of the people who shape our lives. Like this guy right here, David Hosay. He works at WKU. He's the production manager there and does great things, but he also is a puppeteer. He had the distinct honor of interning with the Jim Henson Company, and that had to be a dream come true for you.
Oh, it was.
Wow.
Especially, you know, there's the history of the Jim Henson Company and the Henson children. Their company is in the Charlie Chaplin lot, so there's history there. It's where they recorded the We Are the World music video.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, it was a lot of history there.
Could you feel those spirits as you walked on that lot?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's alive.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's alive. Speaking of alive, you bring these puppets to life, you know, and just sharing with you your story and hearing how you talk about them, I hope that translates to the audience, because really you're taking this inanimate object, a blob for all intents and purposes, and you give it life.
And the special thing about that is that it takes a lot of people to make that happen. So it's what starts out as a drawing on a piece of paper. It's a little design, and then someone to take that just stack of fabric and felt and to make something that looks like it draws people in, and then to make it come to life. And then there's people with cameras and then edit and add little things like graphics, and all of those things create a world that the puppet is believable in.
And it is believable in. So now, how do you define yourself? We call you a puppeteer, but you also, as you said, you have to collaborate with other people. So there are those who maybe are better at building a puppet.
Oh, yes.
What's your forte?
Encouraging.
I am an encourager.
Just having a passion for this. Not the most talented puppeteer, but I have a passion for it. James Kemp, who builds all of our puppets, he's an amazing builder and an amazing performer, and I love to work with him and learn from him and just do cool things. It's not about me getting to show off my talents. It's about a journey of self-discovery and getting a chance to work with other people and collaborate. And when you see a partner, a client that gets excited about something you're doing, that excites me. And then whenever you get your coworkers excited about what you're doing,
and you've all got
that's
buy-in.
exciting.
Yeah.
And it just it brings joy to everybody. And then whenever you get a response from the people that watch the commercials or whatever, or see the puppets, and they have an experience, that's what I'm about.
You know, Trent Bedding, if you watch television in these areas, there's a mattress company. It's owned by Trent, and you had a puppet made to look like him. And you had some really special help on that, didn't you?
Oh, yes. So James, our builder, he said, I'd like to bring Ed Eith. And Ed worked with the Henson Company for many years. And he's worked with Steven Spielberg and Francis Ford Coppola. And he designed a lot of the future of Back to the Future too.
Wow.
And he was excited about the project. And he thought that working with someone as fun as Trent would be fun. So he designed the character, and James built it, and then they gave it to me. So I just do a cartoony Trent Ramberger. But to have the
what do you mean when you say I do what does that mean? You physically do that?
Well, yes, it's in the voice. It's in his. The character itself, the way that it looks like Trent, a cartoony version.
Oh, it's
that
like
really
he
helps.
created.
And then I just slip into the Southern accent.
Give us a taste.
Well, we'd have to get Trent over here, little Trent. You want to do that?
Should we do that?
Well, hello, Barb Deeb. How are you?
That sounds very much like him.
Well, yeah, just a little bit.
Now, so you're creating a puppet for a client, and so you have different observation skills than I probably do. What are you looking for? You're looking for that little nuance that makes that person stand out?
Well, in this, it was a lot in, you just look at the way that Ed designed him and that James built him, and then just getting to know Trent Ramberg himself, and then you just amp up those things, and he's just like a childish version of Trent. But it made it very easy, and you're just having fun, and you're talking about what you want him to be. It's like I said, a collaboration of Little Trent is not just me. It's part James, part Ed, part Austin and John.
All those who created
yeah.
him. Yeah, and continue to make him. Big question here. You mentioned you have a lot of favorite Muppets. What's the puppet you dream of doing? Is it out there?
I don't know. That's a tough question. A puppet I dream of doing. I mean, when I was a kid, it was Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
There was something that I did not understand. I can't believe this. There was something I didn't understand when I was growing up and wanted to be involved with the Muppets so bad. And I read where Jerry Jewell, the head writer of the Muppets for many years, he said, don't concentrate on working with the Muppets. Do your own thing. And sometimes you'll find that that's better. And I've found that working with my friends and collaborating and doing fun things like Little Trent, it's better because it's on my terms.
It's true. It's true. So see, he knew of what he spoke.
He did, and I didn't get it until, many years later.
So now you're in that place. You get to work with your buddies at Sublime. You get to work at WBKO and create these puppets.
Yeah, you have to have a safe environment where you're able to fail and try things, which is what WBKO gave me. Where else does a production manager get to go off and perform a puppet for a commercial? That doesn't happen. But because I work in the environment that I do, you're able to try new things, which is what made Jim Henson, when he was a teenager, when he started the Muppets, working in the early days of television in the 50s, he was able to try new things. And that's really important to anyone's progress.
Especially in the creative endeavors.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So what would you say to some aspiring, and maybe you don't necessarily want to be a puppeteer, but maybe you have a skill at building, because gosh, it's really important the way these are built to have the, look at me, but the flexibility to be able to manipulate them. Yeah.
Well, I tell my kids, they like the Muppets, they like what I do, but they don't necessarily have to do that.
Right.
But when I talk to kids, I want them to find something that they're passionate about. And I believe that what I learned from Jim Henson, anyone can apply it to their own life and their own passion. I tell them, Jim believed in himself, he believed in other people, and he was willing to put in the hard work that it took to make it. And I think that fits whatever endeavor you want to go in. If it's a sport or if it's science or the arts, it doesn't matter. I think that if someone has passion and they are willing to be open to let people in to how they see themselves or how they see whatever their vision is, that's why I like collaborating so much, because it takes you on a different path.
Mm-hmm. And those creative minds, dangerous when they get together, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
Trent, thank you for joining us. David,
Thank you for having me.
joining us. You've been watching Coffee Near Me. I'm Barbara Deeb, coming to you from the Warren County Public Library. And we've been sharing the passion and the joy of David Hosay right here on Coffee Near Me. Continue the conversation. All you have to do is go to Coffee Near Me TV. Thanks.